Welcome back. Now, I did mention that we're going to have somebody who is going to talk about a skill. Remember, God gives skill. Daniel asked for skill, and God gave it to him. Bible talked about Daniel as a man of skill. We are doing what I title Get Involved. It's a challenge to Christians, to every believer, to everybody who is listening to us now. Get involved. And I have a wonderful sister, Marsh Hardeman.
That's correct.
I hope I pronounced it well.
That was very, very
Thank
good.
you, Jesus.
Thank
Amen. Now, please take your time to introduce yourself. Because you're better able to do that than myself.
I'm old. There's too much to tell.
No, you are strong in the Lord.
I am Marsh Hardeman. I am a member of Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church here in Albuquerque. I have been in Albuquerque for almost 40 years.
Wow.
God blessed me to come here from the Midwest, from Indiana and Kentucky, and I have been a member of Fellowship for 32 of those 40 years.
Have mercy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's faithfulness.
It is, well, it's God's blessing for us. Sometimes even when you don't know, He already knows the plan.
That's right.
But He placed me there with a wonderful family where there was a small group of people who had some gifts, who came to use them, and God has flourished and grown
Please
the church.
tell me about your experiences in the ABQ Convention Center.
Oh, the Convention Center.
Because I do see something.
Well, you talked about how God equips you. You know,
Yeah.
I am a lawyer by training and am an educator now. I never dreamed of being in the Convention Center. I had been the director of the Department of Personnel Services. I've been a Human Services Department director. Went away, started my own management training business, which I love. Motor Mouth, there's a gift. You can travel, talk, and get paid for it. I love that. And He brought me back to the Convention Center where I knew nothing, but He allowed me to learn from the people there who had good information and good skills, and hopefully allowed me to give something to them that would complement. And that's really how He shows Himself through us. When it's not us, He will use us. He can do to us, through us, for us, because of us. Yeah.
Amen.
To bless His people.
Let me right away call. Why do you, I mean, you have so much, you could go into all kinds of businesses and make money. Why do you volunteer?
Because there's...
What do you give back?
There's something far more of wealth than money. And that is the blessing of serving His people, the gifts that God gives to us. We say that we are blessed to be a blessing.
Hallelujah.
You talked about the gifts that people have. It's funny, you must have heard our service on Sunday. The choir sang a song called "The Gift," and then one of the gentlemen talked about needing to not sit on your gifts. See, is that what you were saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I just wrote an email this morning to our women's course, stir up the gift, you know, come and let God use you. Sometimes we don't even know the things that He has for us, but if we trust Him, He will use those things that He has already given to us, planted seeds, flourish, water, grow, and then He'll let us use them to bring His people into the body. And for leaders in particular, God needs us to be His arms, His ears, His eyes, His legs, His hands to minister to His people. And we are leading, every single one of us.
Every day.
And you know, I always worry that people think, oh, it's the preacher, it's the pastor's role to do that. But
the preacher has limited resources, limited time, limited ability.
Yes.
You know, it's the people.
Yes.
Now let me ask you right away, what will you say to people listening to us now on how they can deploy their talents? Because there are people who are sitting on their talents and gifts, and sometimes they don't know what to do.
All right.
Break it down for them.
Let me think. I think I would say first, fear not.
Amen.
Don't let the enemy make you afraid to try something. Sometimes you don't even know all the things that you can do unless you try. If God puts it on your heart, you have to have a little faith. He said just a mustard seed, and He'll take that and grow it. But you've got to be willing to try, to be a vessel, a willing vessel that God can use. Secondly, I would say, think about the things that you love to do. Pastor Dunn always talks to families about observing and recognizing the bent of our children. God gives each of us a bent. Some are naturally inclined to be talkers. Use that gift to take his word out. Some are inclined to be caregivers. Use that gift to serve God's people. Some are good with math or numbers. Use that gift. Whatever that bent is, whatever it is you like doing. When I first started my management training business, I read a book that's called Do What You Love, the Money Will Follow.
Will follow.
And it's just a way of using the gifts that God gives us.
If you are watching now, let me tell you something. There are people who just sit on their gifts. Why don't you, if you're a mechanic, go look for somebody who needs it and then give it out. Everything is not money. There's a lot to derive, so a lot of joy to derive when you help people or when you volunteer your time and help somebody who needs it. If you are somebody who buys groceries, buy for the elderly. Get out of there. There are people who need these gifts.
Yes, and it's like I want to say, Pastor Cece.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
When we use those gifts, I also have seen in my own life, it's not just that I believe, but I know for myself, that God will use those gifts to help you make a living. You might not have ever thought that you could make a living doing those things. So those people who go to buy groceries for the seniors, there are jobs that pay for that. If you are a person who loves to care for children, you can use that gift. You use from your heart, and God will make provision for you. But you have to be willing to do that. You talked about the leadership qualities of Moses. That ability to listen, number one, to his father-in-law. Jethro said, you're going to make yourself crazy if you try to do everything yourself.
All by yourself. You
have to trust God enough to give you the wisdom, Solomon's wisdom, to show you who the people are that you can delegate to. And then it multiplies the gift.
That is how it is.
Yes.
And I'm sure we're going to come back and talk about the conference coming on with the pastor, your pastor. I can't wait to talk to him because I know that the duty of leaders is to raise other leaders.
And hopefully we are becoming churches of leaders.
Amen.
And the Willow Creek Global Leadership Summit helps us to develop the leaders. People who don't even know that they are leading. But if we are all going ye therefore, everyone is leading. Someone ought to be following us to Christ. Yes.
We want to thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Really, I've already told your pastor we're going to make time and come together again.
Well, I would
on behalf of
praise God
Voice,
for that opportunity.
I want to thank you.
Thank you so much. And God bless you for this ministry.
Yes. Keep doing it, and I'm sure people will come back to you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Amen. Don't go away. We're coming back.